Serious investors need a serious broker. Your personal pension and your ISA could be your largest asset, worth more than your house, so you need to look after it carefully. If you pay too much in costs to your broker, these will compound over time and it could cost you thousands of pounds. The first consideration is what type of account you're looking for: a personal pension, an ISA, or a general investment account. Then you want to consider what you want to invest in: UK shares, overseas shares with exchange rate issues, investment trusts, exchange traded funds, or open-ended investment companies that aren't traded on the London Stock Exchange. So the first consideration is the range of investments offered. Vanguard on their platform only have their own funds on offer, and things like Invest Engine don't have open-ended investment companies. So if you want to invest in something like the LNG Global 100, these two brokers immediately drop off your list. You could use the website pickafund.com to find out if your broker holds some of your favorite funds. You do need to consider the financial viability of your broker. This is a long-term relationship where both parties should benefit. The broker should make a profit and you should be able to have comfort in your investments are being properly looked after. Some of the more flaky brokers could get taken over, or they could cease trading altogether. Brokers that claim to be zero commission will generally make money somewhere else. Either the spreads, so the difference between the buy and the sell price, foreign exchange fees, or cross-selling other services such as spread betting, and you're not getting something for nothing from any broker. So for something like Trading 212, although it is very innovative, it's just not quite for me. A pie is something that I put custard on. It's not something I invest in. When it comes to broker charges, the most important one is going to be the platform fee. Some charge a fixed amount in terms of monetary terms, some charge a fixed amount in terms of percentage, some have a percentage but a fee cap. Some brokers discriminate between wrappers, which I think is very unfair because they probably charge more for a pension than for an ISA. The best broker fee comparison table that I've seen is on the Monevator website. Here's the Monevator website where they've put together a table of broker comparisons according to whether you're ISA, SIPP, or just a general trading account. They've got all the different types of charges and they give you indications of which provider is best for which types of portfolios. It's a really useful article and table, but you just got to check that it is 100% up to date. When it comes to dealing charges, some brokers will give a discount for frequent traders. Others will give a discount, but they'll only trade at the end of the day, so you might get a very different price to the one you thought you would get. Some brokers claim to give you some sort of price improvement where they're aiming to get you a better price within the bid offer spread, but I treat this with some caution. If you're buying and selling shares in overseas companies or in UK funds that are denominated in US dollars, there can be horrendous exchange fees with some brokers. And if you are doing this, the best brokers will allow you to hold money in multiple currencies so that you're not forever incurring exchange rate fees as you're buying and selling and moving into cash. Some brokers will give you interest on cash balances that you hold with them, but I think ideally you should aim to be fully invested, so you shouldn't really be taking advantage of this. Platforms will generally charge you to access and make withdrawals from your pension. So you might find that when you do move a pension into drawdown, one broker or platform becomes better value than another, and this can be a bit of a hidden fee. Ease of use of the platform's website for finding investment ideas is really important. And here I think that Hargreaves Lansdown do a pretty good job. I find their website much easier to navigate than some of their competitors. You also want to consider the quality of information that the broker's platform provides for you. Some have helpful articles such as how to access your personal pension. Some put together model portfolios. Others might try and get you sucked into some kind of discussion forum or spread bet trading. Some also have an app which might be useful, but it might encourage impulse trading. However, I do find that with Hargreaves Lansdown, the disruptor has become disrupted. What once was very good value is no longer really the case, and there are some innovative platforms that people might want to consider. You need to consider the customer service of your broker. So that's things like how long it takes them to reply to a message or answer the phone, and the quality of the response you get back. I've found that generally the larger platforms are pretty good in this respect. Trading platforms such as IG can have inactivity fees, and you need to watch out for this because, as I said before, you don't really want to be trading your portfolio more than you have to. Some brokers offer you cash back if you transfer an account to them. These are worth considering. Just need to check if there's any sort of lock-in period on your money. Also, you need to consider that their fees are probably going to be higher than a broker that has no cash back, because that's how the broker is going to make some money out of you. Here's the Boring Money website, where they've put together some reviews and ratings on platform providers based on their own view and then those of their subscribers, and they've given you a little summary as well, so it might be useful in helping you choose which platform to go with. So here's a review of Hargreaves Lansdown on the Boring Money website. It's pretty comprehensive in terms of pros and cons, products offered, what the charges are. So this Boring Money website is quite a useful way to evaluate brokers. The website Comparefundplatforms.com compares 18 different platforms and brokers, and you've got the table here as to who they have in the comparison. They don't seem to have Vanguard though. You can select whether you want to hold money in an ISA or a SIPP. You can select whether you want to hold ETFs or open-ended investment companies. You select things like how often you're going to trade, and it produces the results for you. So you can find the lowest cost platform for you in a matter of minutes. This is iWeb, which is quite an interesting broker. They're reasonably cheap. However, they do have an account opening charge of £100. So I'd only recommend looking at them if they're waiving that charge, which they currently are until the end of June. Here they've got a comparison of what they think some typical fees might be across different platforms. I kind of take it with a pinch of salt, but it is quite indicative of some of the charges that Hargreaves Lansdown have and the charges that someone like Interactive Investor has. So here's some results that I ran on Comparefundplatforms.com with a £250,000 portfolio, a mixture of funds and shares, and Interactive Investor came out at number 1 with iWeb number 2. Then we've got Fidelity in there, AJ Bell, and a few others. Personally, I find that Interactive Investor are a good choice in terms of lower fees and a good range of funds available. I also have an account with Hargreaves Lansdown because I do like their website and how I can use it to research funds. Here are my summary ratings for Interactive Investor. Let me know what you think in the comments. Here are my ratings for Hargreaves Lansdown. They're not too bad on fees for exchange traded funds and investment trusts. So after researching brokers' websites, you might find that now is a good time to move old workplace pensions because they probably have higher charges and limited fund choices. Now might be a good time to rationalize the accounts that you have, particularly if you can get some cash back to move to a different broker. In this video, I will explain how to go about the process of moving your ISA or pension.